Now, it's been another day of record temperatures across Ireland. With the very latest on the weather, let's cross over to Sharon on the banks of the River Shannon in Offaly.
Thanks, Tommy. We're in Banagher in County Offaly, which is one of 8 counties in Ireland where a yellow weather warning, a yellow heat weather warning is in place. And that stays in place until tea time tomorrow. And today, for a second day running, a record high temperature has been set in Ireland for the month of May. Met Éireann recorded a temperature of 30.5 degrees at Shannon Airport. Well, for more on what the weather's been like throughout the country, here's our southeast correspondent, Mark O'Driscoll.
The sun was out as those able to make the most of the good weather began to dive in. Kilkenny and Galway, just 2 of the counties currently under a high temperature warning.
I like the sun, I like being on the beach here and just seeing everyone relax, eating ice cream.
As soon as this comes out, it's a different place completely. And it's great. People in Galway are marvellous.
It looks like a whole different place when it's sunny. And you can see everyone's mood so different. It's so nice. So it's good for us to have some time off just to enjoy that.
The sun also bringing a boost for businesses today.
Oh, it's fantastic. Everyone wants to be out enjoying the weather, and there's no better place to enjoy the weather than on the water here. Our bookings have sold out for the week practically. We had to put on an extra boat and bring in extra staff this week because of the weather that's forecast. And today, probably the hottest day of the year, everyone wants to be out enjoying the water.
The record temperature for May broken for a second day in a row.
And it's the first time in Ireland that we have a daytime temperature of over 30 degrees in the month of May. A temperature of 30.5 degrees recorded at Shannon Airport this afternoon.
The all-time record temperature recorded in Ireland of 33.3 degrees was observed at Kilkenny Castle back in 1887. While the mercury hasn't topped that today, there have been warnings that more frequent extremes in temperatures are likely.
The climate has changed and we really have to prepare and adapt for these extreme weather conditions, be it flooding, prolonged drought, prolonged heat waves, or fires, any of these things that are going to become more frequent.
The high temperatures are set to continue tomorrow before things will begin to head south. Mark O'Driscoll, RTE News, Kilkenny.
Well, it's not just Ireland that's experiencing record-breaking temperatures. Across Europe, the temperatures are surging in France, Spain and Italy. And in London today, the mercury rose to 36 degrees Celsius. Well, let's go there now and speak to our London correspondent, Sean Whelan. So, Sean, a very sticky day there in London.
Oh, it sure is, Sharon. The temperature, they officially broke the records at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 35.1. That was the highest May temperature ever recorded in the history of the British Met Office. That is incredibly hot for this time of year, or indeed for any time of year, really. It's very, very hot. People are having difficulties. We've had a number of drowning incidents and also reports of heat exhaustion from people mostly in the south and southeast of the country. It's also been the case in France that they've had about 5 drowning incidents there. People just getting into difficulties in the water, not used to it, but also a couple of people, 2 people dying apparently of heat exhaustion from playing field sports, just overheating and not hydrating, one suspects, properly. So lots of warnings from authorities all across Europe. Stay hydrated, stay in the shade as best you can, but it's very, very difficult for the humans, for nature as well. There's just some things are just happening, like wildfires. We saw it today in Scotland, up in Edinburgh, of all places, in a city park, right in the middle of the city, home to Arthur's Seat. It's a high point, the highest point indeed, in Edinburgh. A lot of people go there to take a look at the sights of the city, but some wildfires broke out there early today. Of course, the dry weather not helping and perhaps causing those fires. Wildfires also on the island of Sardinia. They had to call in aircraft there, specialist aircraft, to drop water onto the flames and try and stop them from spreading. Other countries in Europe, as you mentioned, Spain heading potentially to 40-degree heat at the southern end of the country. in the coming days. Italy as well. It's actually cooler in Rome today than it is here in London. Unusual situation, but they are going to be getting it tomorrow. They're expected to break 35-degree heat in Rome and further north, but hopefully getting some cooler breeze by the end of the week. Sharon?
All right, hopefully, Sean. Thank you very much, London correspondent Sean Whelan. Well, I'm joined here in Banagher in County Offaly by our environment correspondent, George Lee. George, thanks for being with us here in this fabulous location. People can probably hear people in the background enjoying themselves, but there's a serious side to all of this, as we just heard Sean say. People need to adapt to these very high temperatures, which we have to assume are down to climate change.
Well, there's certainly, I think, when people look back at this period, like these people who do the World Weather Attribution Studies, they'll be looking at this and saying, is it, and what's the probability that it was climate change? What they'll probably come up with is that the background level of heating was so high. What's going on, it seems, is that there is a very high pressure development up in the upper atmosphere and has been there for the last couple of days. And high pressure pushes down the air, and pushing down the air pushes away the clouds. But also at the bottom level, near the surface, there's also high pressure. So there's two high pressure systems on top of each other compressing the air. And if you use a bicycle pump and you pump it really hard, compressing it, it gets really warm. So the compression does two things. It clears away the clouds, lets in more sunshine and heats up the air. And hence we have this wonderful weather right now, which is absolutely amazing. But the reality is that that our temperature record is broken by over 2 degrees. Just in this occasion, up to 30.5 from 28.4. So this is really extraordinary. And if you push on a pump like that under normal air temperatures, you're going to get a certain level of heat. But if the background air is so high, you're going to get a higher level of heat. So it is really an indication of what is likely to come, and they're all warning about extra heat, extra pressure. Big impact in terms of potential risk for people's health if this were to continue. Now, this one may not last that long. You know, cardiovascular disease is impacted hugely by excessive heat. Excessive heat is a huge killer. You know, if you've got diabetes, if you've got asthma, if you've got respiratory diseases, all of these is known as the silent killer. Of all of the climate change risks, excessive heat is the one that kills by far the most people. And already we had, only a couple of weeks ago, we had this report from the World Meteorological Organization and the World Weather people. And so they were saying that so far in 4 months, the first 4 months of the year, 150 million hectares of wildfire had happened, and that was twice as much as 2024, that this year was going to be a year of extreme weather and extreme records being broken. And I think you're seeing a lot of that right now. An El Nino event is occurring in the Pacific area, in the equatorial Pacific. It warms the air all around there. It has a big impact in terms of global temperature. It'll really come to a peak later in the year, and next year they're saying will be even warmer than this year. So it's wonderful to have a few days like this, but if it went on for too long, people who are vulnerable in terms of health would want to watch out.
All right, environment correspondent George Lee, thank you for that. Now, still to come on 6-1, we will have more from here in Banagher. We'll be speaking to Professor Peter Thorne about how Ireland can adapt and should adapt to these high temperatures. Well, welcome back to the banks of the Shannon, where we're broadcasting from Banagher in County Offaly. It's one of 8 counties that's been issued with a high heat temperature warning by Met Éireann, which stays in place until tomorrow evening. Well, joining me now to discuss what this is Professor Peter Thorne from the Icarus Research Centre. Thank you so much for joining us, Peter Thorne. So, is this summer or is it climate change?
It's a mixture of both. We've always had weather, but climate change is supercharging this. I have no doubt in saying that this has been made more likely, more extreme due to underlying climate change. But we would have had a glorious stretch of weather without climate change. That's just the weather component, but climate change has supercharged this.
The temperature today recorded in Shannon Airport was 30.5 degrees. But by this weekend, the weather will probably not be like this. So, I mean, lots of people will say, look, isn't it great to get out and enjoy this weather? But you were saying there are warnings that we do need to heed in relation to this, because it's not that the weather is just nice today, it's that the frequency of these high temperatures is increasing.
Yes, so firstly, 30.5 isn't just breaking the record, it's smashing it to smithereens. We're used to records going by 0.1 of a degree. Bear in mind, we've had 100 years plus of observing in many of these stations. We've smashed the all-time national May record by 2 degrees. This is unheard of almost. But yeah, we have to get ready for this to be more frequent into our future, and we have to adapt.
And how do we adapt? Because are we past the point where we can fix this?
We're never past the point where we can stop, where we can make things stop getting worse. That's a fallacy. If we pass 1.52, we should still do climate mitigation. We should still reduce greenhouse gas emissions. But adaptation, we will reach hard limits to adaptation. We're not there at the moment. There are things that households should be doing to reduce solar gain into the house, to reduce the heating during the day, to make it more comfortable tonight. I'm really worried about how people in these yellow-warned counties will get to sleep tonight. We can do better on that, but also the government need to take action to set up community cool areas where the vulnerable can go. Your library should be cool, it should be open to people, you should be able to go there.
So there should be places where people can go to be cool if they can't afford to do all those changes to their houses.
Absolutely. This is what we learned in the 2003 European heatwave in Paris. There were many, many excess deaths, and they took a heat health warning system and they said, well, individual households should do what they can, but we need to be the backstop. We need cool spaces where we can put people, where we can give them water, where we can cool them down. Because ultimately it's that duration of heat that will kill people. And I'm pretty sure when I check RIPI.ie next week, there will be an excess of deaths, sadly, because this is so early in the season. We're not acclimatised to this heat. It's a real shock for the vulnerable in society. People are having fun here, but there are people who are really not back at home.
And I suppose we should probably think too of the people in other countries. So while somebody tending their crops here may be able to say, I'll wait, I'll do it later when it's a little bit cooler, what do you do if you're in a country in the global south?
Well, this is in India right now. They are really reaching limits of adaptation where they cannot do the outdoor work that they're used to doing, and where there are real challenges right now in some parts of the global south indeed. And if we reach these hard limits, what will happen is people will have to move, which means migration, which means a headache for those countries like Ireland that can receive these individuals of integration. So let's avoid this. Let's get off fossil fuels quickly. And that's not just for climate, that's for our national security, our economic security, our social cohesion.
All right, Professor Peter Thorne of the Icarus Climate Research Centre, thank you for speaking to us here in Banagher in County Offaly. We will have more from here a little bit later in the programme. Back to you for now. Here in Banagher, it's not just the ducks that are enjoying the water here, because residents have been out and about at the newly refurbished Banagher swimming pool, and we caught up with some of them a little earlier.
It's really fab. Like, everyone's just having so much fun. Like, it's just such a nice area.
It's unreal. It's our first day over since it's done up.
Yeah,
so
it's
nice.
amazing here actually. They did such a good job on it. So nice.
We were just passing through and we just said we'd just stop for a swim. So we just spotted it, just absolutely gorgeous. When the weather is up, sure, why not?
Tá sé go hálan ar fátá tan tálinn bhfuil sé hain da díre. Agus an naim se bhrá agus Bob's your uncle.
Cahalan indeed. Well, joining me now is Jonathan O'Mara of Mid-Ireland Adventure. Mid-Ireland Adventure. I had it right the first time. Jonathan, weather like this, you run an outdoor sports adventure centre. Weather like this is ideal for you, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Sharon, it's glorious. This is beginning to rank up now. We're just finishing our school tours, end of school tours, and then we're coming into the tourist seasons. We can see an increase in bookings coming already, so we want more of this glorious sunshine.
And of course, you'd encourage people to come at all weathers, but when the weather is like this, people are more likely to come out into the water, even those who aren't particularly used to it. Yeah. That must be a bit of a concern for you and other operators.
It is, yeah. So, we have beautiful waterways in Ireland, but like everything else, we need to respect the water. And I'd always advise people who are going to go swimming to maybe look at areas where there's guarded lifeguards. If that's not possible, go to beaches. Another thing we'd always say as well is be conscious of cold water. Even on warm days in Ireland, the cold water can be dangerously cold, and even for good swimmers, they mightn't get back in time. For parents and guardians, then we'd always say, keep a close eye on their children, and particularly close to water. Even paddling pools, canals, lakes, that's really important, because drowning can happen very quick. And it's silent, so you need to be conscious of that. For people going out on paddle boards and kayaks and boats, we'd always make sure that to wear a buoyancy aid and a life jacket. Also wear your safety leash on a paddleboard.
All right, Jonathan O'Mara, great advice. Jonathan O'Mara of Mid-Ireland Adventure, thank you so much. Well, from all of us here in Banagher in County Offaly, who might have to go over and visit that swimming pool now, thank you for watching, and from all the team back at base, do take care.